Welcome back to Strongman Personal Finance. I'm your host, Christopher Bell, certified public accountant, more attractive than you, sexier than you, taller than you, more muscular than you. Basically, everything about me is better than you. Oh, I'm not talking about my fans. I'm talking about you Dave Ramsey freaking fanatics that come onto my profile when I make videos exposing Dave's garbage investing philosophy. Y'all come on my channel and you attack me and you call me broke and not understanding what he's talking about and misinterpreting him, and I'm freaking sick of it. So, if you worship Dave Ramsey and you found this video, I want you to hit the like button. I want you to subscribe to my channel because I'm going to explain to you why he sucks. But before I do that, I'm going to go through some comments from his followers. And I'm going to read you some of the things that these people have said to me when I've exposed his terrible investing philosophy. So let's go ahead and start going through the comments here, all right? So I get a decent amount of comments on my channel. I mean, I'm not a huge channel, but, I get some. And the first comment regarding a Dave Ramsey video is this guy. He said, "Do you really listen to the amount of stupid stuff that is coming out of your mouth? I feel sorry for you. You sound so uneducated and professional." Well, guess what, bucko? You didn't watch the freaking video, okay? Because if you did, it would actually make sense why I'm so against Dave Ramsey, who pushes people to go to financial advisors, tells them to invest in actively managed mutual funds, and a bunch of other terrible crap, like performance chasing, all of which screw people over. And uneducated? Bro, I'm a CPA, okay? That means I'm the smartest man in the world. Look at me, this man. Cookie Monster, CPA. So get on your knees, boy. Alright, so that's that comment. Another comment on a Dave Ramsey video. "You are misinterpreting Dave on investment advice." Definitely not. Dave says to learn, find financial advisors that have the heart of a teacher. The heart of a teacher. Because at the end, you are in charge of your financial future. He says if they are not teaching you, run away from them. Also, Dave does not believe in 100% stocks. Wrong. He believes in a diversified portfolio. You don't need a credit card. Okay, there's so much crap in this comment that just shows how fanatically brainwashed his fans are. Number one, I don't misinterpret Dave on his investing advice. I watch his channel a decent amount, and all the freaking time, he tells you to buy actively managed mutual funds. He dumps on index investing. But here's the thing. I've talked about this over and over again on my channel. Index investing is tax efficient. You're barely going to pay any taxes because there's low turnover and, there's not a bunch of active managers generating short-term capital gains transactions. On top of that, index funds have extremely low fees. So you're paying low turnover, which means a lot less taxes, and you're paying low fees versus an actively managed mutual fund, which is going to charge much higher fees, and they're going to have massive turnover of their investments because they constantly have to buy and sell stuff on the market to reallocate their portfolios. So no, I'm not misinterpreting Dave and his freaking garbage advice. He dumps on index funds all the time, so I don't want to hear it. Obviously, you don't watch his videos. And then he says, find financial advisors that have a heart of a teacher. Look, I don't care if a financial advisor has the heart of a teacher. They're freaking scoundrels, and they're ripping you off. And if you just bought index funds, you'd be way better off. Now, I've talked about this on my channel, but financial advisors, they're going to take about a quarter to a third of your retirement in fees, depending on how much they charge. Whereas if you just buy a total world stock market index fund, or you buy a target retirement fund in a tax advantage account and manage your own money, you'll pay barely anything at all. Because there's websites like Vanguard, Fidelity that have extremely cheap index fund investments. So, I don't care if his financial advisors have a heart of a teacher. They're still screwing you, okay? And Dave probably gets a kickback when he freaking refers people to financial advisors. So he's making his audience invest in tax-inefficient investments. He's making his audience invest in actively managed mutual funds that charge higher fees. And he's referring his audience to financial advisors. And what do financial advisors do? They freaking rip you off massively with their high freaking fees, okay? So this guy's lost. I'm sorry. And he says, also, Dave does not believe in 100% stocks. Yes, he does. I've seen his channel all the time. He has this model portfolio where it's like quarter mid-cap, quarter small, quarter international, and quarter growth, or something like that. But that portfolio is 100% stocks. And he actually dumps on bonds all the freaking time, okay? And I kind of agree with that. Like, I'm not necessarily against 100% stocks when you're younger. When you're older, you should have like cash equivalents, a little bit, not 100% stocks. But Dave does preach 100% stocks, unless you're talking about real estate, okay? But you can get that too in the stock market. So he definitely does believe in 100% stocks. And then he says, you don't need a credit card. Look, if you have the maturity to start saving for your financial future and take charge of your budget, and you don't rack up debt like a clown, you can use a credit card, okay? And I'm not advocating credit cards for no reason. It's because they have rewards points. Now, I've spent my entire adult life, using credit cards, and I haven't paid a cent in interest. But guess how much money I've saved from rewards points? Hundreds or thousands of dollars, okay? Because I put money on I charge stuff to my credit card, I pay off the statement balance in full at the end of the month before it's due, and boom, I get 1 to 5% off of everything I buy. So yeah, you can use credit cards, okay? But if you're completely irresponsible and you're a clown and you max it out, you max out your credit card, okay, then maybe you can't use them. But there is a viable reason for you to use credit cards. All right, so that's with that comment. Oh, and then he came back again with another comment. He asked me, are you a millionaire? I know Dave is a millionaire, and a lot of people who follow him are. I know I went from homeless to $250,000 following Dave. Well, listen up. I'm 31 years old, okay? I'm not a millionaire right now. Will I be a millionaire? Abso-freaking-lutely. Now, if you assume the stock market doubles, roughly every 10 years, yeah, I'm going to be a millionaire in the next decade or two, okay? But it takes a lot of time to become a millionaire. You don't just snap your fingers and become a millionaire. Investing is all about time, consistency, and patience. So when people say, well, you're not a millionaire, well, you compare me to all the other clowns that are my age, and you see who has more money. Because I'm doing pretty well for myself, and I know I'm going to be a millionaire. It's just a matter of time. And if you actually read Dave's books and his buddy's books, the Chris Hogan guy, they actually say the average millionaire doesn't become one till like their late 40s or early 50s or something like that. And another thing, Dave is a millionaire. I'm happy for him. But he's getting screwed by financial advisors. He's probably paying millions of dollars in fees to these clowns when he could just buy an index fund. He'd be better listening to me and build more wealth listening to me than the freaking clowns he employs. And on top of that, Dave went bankrupt at my age. Bankrupt. Did I ever go bankrupt? No. I don't have any debt besides my mortgage. And I have a massive amount of money in total world stock market index funds. So I don't want to hear this crap about, are you being a millionaire? It doesn't matter. I'm 31, okay? Most 31-year-olds aren't millionaires. It takes time. Next comment. You spew nonsense. That's right. I haven't saved hundreds of thousands of dollars, and I have no debt, and I have a paid-off car, but I just spew nonsense. I don't know what I'm talking about, okay? I'm not a CPA. I don't have a massive interest in personal finance. I'm just an idiot. Okay, the next one. Why the gun? So I made a video where I was holding a rifle filming it. That's just whatever, okay? Get over it. Now looking. Any more Dave Ramsey comments? Looks like there are not any more. I thought there were a lot more, because you fanatics attack me all the time, and it really bothers me. Listen up. Dave is not perfect. He gives great debt advice, with the exception of paying off your home early, but he's not good for investing. You don't want to listen to him for investing advice. The vast majority of people that give investing advice are just trying to screw you over. And they're trying to convince you to invest through financial advisors so they can take fees from you every year. I know. I used to be a financial advisor. And I quit that crap after 2 months because it was total, unadulterated garbage. It was thievery. I felt like a scoundrel. And I quit after 2 months. And I became an accountant. I became a CPA. I know, I'm a failure now. But listen up. Don't listen to Dave's investing advice. Just invest in index funds and put it in tax advantage accounts. And the last thing I'll say before I close this video, you don't need to pay your house off early. Now, I tell people all the time not to pay off their house early because that frees up your income to invest and buy every company in the world in tax advantage accounts. You will become a lot more wealthy if you own every company in the world and you use as much money as you possibly can to own as much of the world as you can, as opposed to paying off a house in one town, on one street, in one city, in one state, in one country. By paying off a house is not diversification. You should have it paid off by the time you retire, but if you're making extra $500 payments, you could be maxing your Roth IRA with that, okay? Instead of paying off a house and saving 2% interest. So no, I don't think it's a good idea to pay your house off. Now, people get mad and they're like, oh, I don't listen to broke people. That's another thing that Dave Ramsey's fans say. They're like, I don't listen to broke people. They don't know anything, blah, 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 blah. I'm not broke, you know? And Dave, even on his channel, he says, I remember one time, or he said this multiple times. He said, I have never known a millionaire that has not paid off their house early. Well, Dave, I know I'm not a millionaire right now, okay? I'm 31. But you compare me to the average 31-year-old, and I'm crushing it. I'm not bragging. I'm just a super saver. I'm an average guy. I just save money like crazy. Compare me to the average 31-year-old. Yeah, I have way more money. And I'm going to be a millionaire. And guess what I'm not doing? I'm not paying off my house early. Because that frees up money for me to max my IRA, my thrift savings plan, and my wife's IRA. So every year, I'm putting what? $30-something thousand away in tax advantage accounts and investing in every company in the world, as opposed to paying off my house early. So no, Dave, you're full of crap. And once I become a millionaire, I'm going to call into your show and be like, hey, bro, you tell all these people to pay your house off early in this historically low interest rate environment. And yet I'm a millionaire. What happened, Dave? What happened, bro? Boom. Anyway, like, subscribe, hit the bell button for notifications, drop a comment if you disagree with me. And if you get pissed off and you're a Dave Ramsey fan, well, too bad, okay? I know I'm right. Have a wonderful day.